Vrajavasis I'm singing news of great happy tidings. Lord Nityananda himself has opened the marketplace of the holy name in Surabhi Kunj.
Such wonderful news, such wonderful things are going on in that blissful marketplace. Shri Nityananda Prabhu is selling the pure holy name wholesale.
Merely for the price of one's faith.
Seeing the assembly of devotees eagerly waiting to purchase the holy name, so to purchase the name, Lord Nityananda first examines each of them to test their qualification. Then he sells them the name by bargaining for his price accordingly.
Yeah, 1 second. It is open 11 days.
So we can. Oh, brother. Oh brother, if you want to buy the holy name, then go with me. We must go to the presence of that great soul Nityananda.
You will buy the name of Krishna. I will take my commission and all of our desires will be fulfilled.
Lord Nityananda is greatly merciful. Taking only one's fare, he gives the highest excessive.
If Nityananda sees only one's tears in the eyes while chanting the name God, then he gives all resources to that person.
Hare Krishna. He gives the pure teachings of Krishna to everyone and does not care for one's birth, wealth, knowledge and strength.
Now, giving up the illusory snare of Maya, either remain in household life or in the forest as a sannyasi, for no more troubles remain.
There is no more fear of the age of Kali. The merciful Nityananda gives the holy name to even the Chandalas.
Bhakti Vinod calls out, except for the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, there is no other shelter.
Nityananda Prabhu ki
Jai.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya ki
Jai.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja श्री श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम श्रीपाद परमहंस प्रभुपादाचार्य श्री कृष्ण श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ताई गौर प्रेमानंद all glories to Srimad. All glories to Srimad. All glories to Srimad. All glories to Shri Guru and Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Vrindavan and Temple Mataji, for opening your homes to all of us. And thank you to all the devotees for taking your precious time on Saturday evening to come to this gathering. So I was instructed by Vajjun that the topic we should discuss today is the meeting at Kurukshetra between the Vrajavasis and Lord Krishna. it's a very esoteric subject matter, you know. And although I don't think that I'm qualified for that, but by the desire of Vaishnavas also comes the blessings of the Vaishnavas. So I assume because Vajivan Prabhu represents all of you here, so all of your blessings are there upon me, so I can speak few words on that wonderful subject matter. Not that I have full insight on that, I don't have any insight on that, but I'll just try to take the remnants of all the previous Vaishnava Acharyas, whatever I have learned, you know, by reading the words of previous Vaishnava Acharyas. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, during the Rath Yatra festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would generally recite one verse, which mostly none of the devotees could understand. Nobody would be able to understand what is the meaning of that verse, because that verse looked like some mundane words. So it appeared like some mundane love affair between a boy and girl. The verse is like, Ya Kaumara Harasa Varasta Evahi Varas. What is it? Ya Kaumara Harasa Evahi Varasta Eva Chaitra Chapas Te Chonmalita Malati Surabhaya Prauda Kadamba Nida Sa Chaivasmi Tatapi Tatra Surato Vyapara Leela Vidhau Revarodhasi Vetasi Tarutale Cheta Samutkanthate. So, this verse, the translation actually appears like some mundane love affair between boy and girl. So, the meaning of this verse, let's try to go a little bit into the details. It says, Yaha Kaumara Hara, the person who actually stole my heart from my Kaumara age, from my very young age. You know, Kaumara means 5 years age literally. So from that age, from early age of my, somebody who stole my heart, Yaha Kauma Harasto Evahi Varasta. That person is right there in front of me again. And Chaitra Chapas, these are the same month of Chaitra. Chapas means the moonlit nights. So moonlit night means, then you understand what is the meaning of moonlit nights. Moonlit night literally means when the sun is setting, the moon is present on the horizon. So that generally happens during the waxing moon period. Thank you. Thank you. So, that means the waxing period of the month of Chaitra. So, month of Chaitra is generally, in India especially, is a very hot month. So the moonlight is actually very pleasing. I remember once Dinavandhu was telling that in the month of Chaitra, same April, May time, they had Vrindavan Parikrama. So they do Vrindavan Parikrama not in the daytime, but they start in the late evening. Because when the sun sets, then things, you can actually walk. Otherwise you can't even walk in Vrindavan in summertime. So we were explaining that when they do Parikrama, Govardhan Parikrama especially, in the night time, after the sunset. So the sand, because the sand around Govardhan is still very hot. But as soon as the moon comes out, especially if they do on the Purnima day and all, or in the waxing moon period time, when the moon comes out, the sand becomes very cool and soothing. But he said, if you go under the tree in the night time, the sand will still be hot in the night time. Where the moonlight falls, the sand will be very cool and soothing. You will be very pleasing. But under the tree, it will be still hot because sunlight doesn't fall. So, moon actually causes very soothing and cooling effect. So, this verse says, these are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. And Techon milita malati surabhya praura kadambali. And the breeze that is flowing, is actually mixed with malati, flowers, breeze, and kadamba. Kadamba is, we all know the kadamba is actually very fragrant and yellow flower. Kadamba anila means the breeze, anila is again the breeze that is flowing mixed with malati and kadamba flower, fragrance. And then Sa Chaiva Asmi, I am the same person. Sa Chaiva Asmi, I am also the still same person. The same moonlit nights that I experienced in the early, age of mine, when my lover stole my heart. The same months of Chaitra are there. I am the same person. Sa Chaiva Asmi Tathapi Tatra Sruto Vyapara Leela Vidhu. Vyapara Leela means there's a loving exchange. We are the same persons. The lover is same, I am same. There are same moonlit nights, the same breeze is flowing filled with kadamba and malati flowers fragrance. But Reva rodasi vetasi tarutale cheta samutkantate. Cheta, my mind is utkanta, is very eager to go to Reva rodasi, on the bank of river Reva. Reva is actually Narmada river, especially in the northeast part of India. So, I think Narmada is only called Reva river. That's what I remember. Reva Rodasi, Vetasi Tarutale. On the bank of Reva, under the Vetasi tree, I want to go with my lover there. So it appears like, some mundane lover is aspiring to take the lover, they must have experienced somewhere in the village, so wants to take it there. So nobody could understand why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing this mundane kind of prayer. No. So when Rupa Goswami heard that prayer, he actually explained that prayer in a very beautiful compilation. I think 2 verses he wrote, and he explained that meaning of this verse. That actually it is Srimati Radhika. She is speaking. So what she is speaking, that we'll try to discuss toward the end of this session. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing or reciting this particular verse was, especially at the time of Rath Yatra, is of a great significance. As we know, Rath Yatra is a festival. The origination of the Rath Yatra festival is in the Vrajavasis meeting Krishna at Kurukshetra. So Jagannath's temple represents Kurukshetra, and they are trying to take Jagannath, they are trying to take Krishna to Vrindavan. Right? So Krishna, he left Vrindavan when he was less than 12 years, 11 years, 7 months. That's the age when he left Vrindavan. When Akrura came and he took Krishna on the chariot, and gopis tried to resist. They didn't want to let Krishna go. But Krishna assured them that I'll come back. I'll finish my business in Mathura and come back soon. So these words, I will come back, is something got registered in the consciousness of all the Vrajavasis. Now, what kind of love Vrajavasis have for Krishna? That insight is given by our Vaishnava Acharyas. from couple of incidences which we read in Srimad Bhagavatam. You know. So, when Krishna is about to leave Vrindavan, the Vrajavasis, all the Vrajavasis are very much pained. They didn't want to let Krishna go because they couldn't tolerate the separation from Krishna even for a moment. And although gopis, they were the young girls and very shy, but they gave up their shyness and they lied down in front of the chariot of Akrura. He will not let Krishna go. It's a very bold step. For especially young girls to take such a step, leaving the shyness and everything aside, saying that we will not let our lover go. It's a very bold step. But the gopis did that. And when Krishna actually assured them, I will return, they somehow got pacified and let Krishna go. But it still appears to be, that, okay, they let Krishna go. But what transpired after Krishna left is not very much discussed or revealed in the scriptures. And because it's a very confidential subject matter. But the glimpses of that are given in Srimad Bhagavatam by Srila Shukadeva Goswami through a couple of incidences. We'll try to discuss those a little bit. So once Krishna leaves, he goes to Mathura and he kills Kamsa and, pacifies his relatives, Yadus, who were suffering a lot because of the torment of Kamsa. So Krishna says he comes to this world to destroy the demoniac people and establish dharma and also pacify his devotees. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chedrishkita. So he destroyed the demoniac, but to give pleasure to Yadus, who are also his devotees. Krishna stayed in Mathura. And later on, because of the attack of Jarasandha, he moved all the inhabitants of Mathura, the Yadus, to Dwarka. He built a fort within the midst of the ocean. So, of course, Mathura is very close to Vrindavan, but Dwarka is very, very far. There's a whole desert in between Vrindavan and Dwarka. There's a whole desert of Rajasthan, right, that we know. So, Krishna was separated by long distance. He could have taken Vrajavasis also with him, but no, Krishna did not take Vrajavasis. Why did not take Vrajavasis? The reason Krishna left Mathura is because he wanted to make sure that Vrajavasis are not in the radar of any demons. He showed his indifference to Vrajavasis or Vrindavan. Because you see, in modern times also you see, if somebody is a very influential person and he has a lot of enemies, so enemies will target, if they can't harm him, then they try to target his loved ones, right? So, Krishna, playing like a typical materialistic person, that okay, I was brought up in this village, but I have nothing to do with this village now. I have nothing to do with people of this village. Now I'm a prince, Typically materialistic people, that's how they do, right? Once they get some lot of wealth, they forget all their, village and all the people in the village, they forget and they move on, right? So Krishna behaved as if he moved on to Vrajavasis. He didn't care for Vrajavasis. He cared for Yadus. Therefore he transferred the Yadus from Mathura to Dwarka because he wanted to protect them. And of course, Krishna wanted to fulfill the mission of destroying the demonic forces with the help of Yadus. So of course, Shukadeva Goswami does not go into detail of how Yadus actually destroyed so many demoniac kings. But Vyasadeva actually describes that in detail in Harivamsha Purana. How Yadus fought with so many demoniac kings and destroyed them. The earth was so much overburdened by demonic forces. So anyway, Krishna showed his complete indifference, apparently, to Vrindavan and Vrajavasis. But that indifference was only a pretext. Because when you love somebody deeply, you are extremely concerned about their protection. So Krishna was very protective about Vrajavasis. He didn't want Vrajavasis to come in the eyes of anyone. And that's exactly what happened. Jarasandha was inimical to Yadus. He wanted to kill Yadus. If he would have known that Krishna loves Vrajavasis, God knows what he would have done to Vrajavasis. He took an oath that he will wipe out the whole Yadu dynasty, right? So he attacked Mathura for 17 times. Right? He never considered Vrindavan because he thought Krishna, he doesn't care for what I am going to do. He didn't care for Vrajavasis. So Krishna's strategy was, to show the indifference to protect the Vrajavasi, which worked very well. But how much Krishna loved Vrajavasis is reflected when he sent Uddhava to Vrindavan. So Uddhava came as a messenger, and Krishna actually delivered the letters for different groups of gopis to Uddhava. It was not just one letter for all the gopis. No, he actually gave multiple letters to the different groups of gopis. There were Shruti Rupa gopis, there were Yagik, Sita gopis, and there were the sages of Dandakaranya, and there were, the ladies, which were the associates of Lakshmi Devi from Shirasagar, Manthan, they had aroused. There were gopis which had actually come from the region of Jalandhar, when the Lord killed Jalandhar, by spoiling the chastity of Vrinda. So the ladies, the assistants of Vrinda Devi, they were attracted to the Lord, seeing him in the form of a Jalandhar. So they also got attracted. They also appeared as gopis in Krishna Leela. So many different groups of gopis were there. And Krishna actually sent individual letters to all the different groups of gopis through Uddhava. And of course, when Uddhava visited Vrindavan, he got a glimpse into the love of Vrajavasis, how much love Vrajavasis had. He had come with a message of Krishna to the gopis, and he actually started teaching the Vrajavasis, that especially when first Uddhava met Nanda and Yashoda, seeing the love of Nanda and Yashoda, because Uddhava used to think he was the best devotee in Dwarka. Actually, he is the best, one of the best Yadus who actually has most intimate love for Krishna. So he used to think, that he is the most close and he knows Krishna. He loves Krishna most. So therefore he will be able to pacify the Vrajavasi. Therefore Krishna has given him that task. But after reaching Vrindavan, he realized, that Krishna had shown mercy to him to teach him, because he was having so much love and devotion to Krishna. Krishna wanted to teach him that what is the love of Vrajavasis for Krishna. So when Uddhava came and he saw the Nanda and Yashoda's love for Krishna, he realized his love was actually very insignificant comparison to how much love Nanda and Yashoda had. Actually, Shukdev Goswami explains, Nanda Maharaj is telling Uddhava. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has actually put this in a very beautiful song. This mood of Vrajavasis. So, Nanda Maharaj is telling Uddhava, my dear Uddhava, my only aspiration is, Nanda Maharaj is saying, my only aspiration is that due to my own karma, I may be born anywhere in any species of life, which our Vaishnava Acharya put in the song. Nija karma guna doshe je je janmapar. Due to the fault of my own karma, whatever birth I may attain, I have only one aspiration. Janme janme jan Prabhu tava nama gunagaya. So Nanda Maharaj said, my only aspiration is that I should have attachment to Krishna, and I should constantly glorify his deeds. Janme 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 Prabhu tava nama gunagaya. So I may be born anywhere in any species of life. My only aspiration is I should have attachment to Krishna. I should have attachment to glorify Krishna. And although, Mother Yashoda, Krishna was already grown up by now, when Mother Yashoda, simply remembering Krishna, the milk would flow from her breast. How many mothers we see, right? That the son is grown up and still the milk flows from the breast. That much intense Vatsalya prem she had. But the epitome of that love was seen by Uddhava when he met the gopis. Gopis, when first they saw the chariot, they thought, oh, Akrura has again come. He took away Krishna, now what he has come for? He wants to take our flesh and offer, as oblations to his master Kamsa. So they were thinking Akrura as the servant of Kamsa. That he came to take Krishna to please his master Kamsa. Now since his master is gone, he has come to take our flesh and offer, Pindadan, right? Sometimes you do offer flesh in Shraddha, right? So maybe he wants to use our flesh to offer Kamsa some Shraddha. So they were actually very unhappy with Akrura, who had taken away Krishna. But when they saw Uddhava, who resembled so much in the appearance, in fact, he was wearing the clothing, ornaments, everything that he was wearing was exactly that of Krishna. But he was wearing all the remnants of Krishna. So they were very much attracted. Oh, he looks like he's very close servant of Krishna, some very close associate of Krishna, because he resembles so much to Krishna. So, when they found that Uddhava is actually a very close associate and servant of Krishna, they were very eager to meet him. And when they understood that actually Uddhava has come with the message of Krishna, they very much wanted to meet him. Now, when they met Uddhava, the gopis actually started criticizing Krishna. There were beautiful analogies they gave, multiple analogies they gave. So they said, my dear Uddhava, how is Krishna doing? Does he remember Vrindavan? No. Now he's a prince in Mathura. He's the prince of Mathura now. So he's better known as the friend of Arjun, and it's like sometimes people how they criticize somebody who moves on, right? He leaves the village and goes to city and becomes So they say, so does he remember the posturing grounds of Vrindavan, or does he remember simple Vrajavasis or the cows or the streets of Vrindavan? Does he remember any of this? Does he ever talk about it? And I think he won't have anything to do with Vrindavan, but he has sent you here primarily to see his parents, because the attachment to parents is very strong. Even the great sages, when they leave everything and they become sannyasis and go to forest, even they remain attached to their parents. So, perhaps he has sent you here to find about the well-beings of his parents. Besides parents, what he has in this world now? Who else he has, right? And then they start saying that we are so foolish that we dedicated everything. We left our home. We left our all relationships and we dedicated everything to Krishna. And he simply, gave the nectar from his lips just once and then he disappeared. He left us all. We had dedicated our whole life to him and he left us, never even looked behind. Just like they started giving many analogies. Just like when a student, he finishes the education and gives dakshina. Once he gives Guru Dakshina to Guru, then he disconnects himself from the Guru. Especially, school, you are talking about school. You go to school, you finish your graduation, then you don't go and look for the professor, right? He's gone his way, you've gone your way, right? Or similarly, when a priest or a brahmana comes to do some yajna at your home, when the priest receives the dakshina, he says goodbye, right? He goes. He doesn't turn back to see, whether the marriage he did is going on or... Or, just like when there is forest fire, all the animals who actually lived in the forest, subsisted on the forest, they abandon that forest. Or if the tree has become dried up, then the birds abandon that tree. Though they lived in that tree for a whole life, but when the tree is dried up, they leave the tree and they move on. Or just like a person who has loving affair with some girlfriend, after he has exploited her, he is no more interested, then he leaves her and goes to some other girl. Or just like a prostitute, once she receives the money and the lover doesn't have any more money, she leaves him, abandons him. So similarly, Krishna, they literally accusing Krishna that Krishna, he simply used us, and then he moved on. Now, of course, these accusations of gopis, they are not actually, anger out of frustration. When you have failure in love, then you get frustrated and you are angry and you criticize the person. Not that kind of criticism. Because the love of gopis is so pure and exalted that their only purpose in life is how to please and satisfy Krishna. And that we hear how when Krishna was having headache once in Dwarka, Narad Muni comes and they're willing to give the dust. And Narad Muni says, you will go to hell. They say, don't mind. Even to relieve Krishna for a moments of headache, if we go to hell for eternity, we are willing to go. But the nature of the love is the gopis, they constantly want to talk about Krishna. So, this is their way of talking about Krishna, or remembering Krishna. And of course, because they are separated from Krishna, in the ecstasy of separation, they are accusing Krishna in this way. But it's not out of grudge in the heart. Like in this world, if you feel sometimes neglected, even if you feel neglected from family members, people sometimes become angry and upset, right? And start holding grudge. This is not the statement spoken out of grudge by gopis. There is no grudge. So, and of course, then Uddhava delivers the letters to all the different gopis. But then he realizes, one of the gopis, Srimati Radhika, she's literally speaking like a mad woman. She is taking a bee, a bumblebee, to be like the messenger. So Uddhava is a messenger from Krishna, but she's not talking to Uddhava. She's talking to bumblebee, considering bumblebee to be the messenger from Krishna. And of course, there are, I think, 10 verses, right? There are total 10 verses she speaks, which actually Vishnu Thakur explains very beautifully. There are 10 different modes of Srimati Radharani. So first she begins with, accusing the bee that you are an unreliable messenger from the unreliable master. Because, the bee has a nature, it sits on one flower, takes little honey, and then goes to another flower, takes the honey, and keeps, going to different flowers. Radharani is accusing bee that you have the nature exactly that like of your master, Krishna. Krishna also has similar nature. He cannot be fixed with one lover. So we were his lovers here. Now he's having some other lovers in Mathura. So in this way, Srimati Radharani, she's literally going mad. She's chastising honeybee that don't touch my feet. I know you had come here to create some reconciliation. That's not going to happen. We are not so foolish that we get cheated again and again. By this trickster. They call Krishna so many names. Krishna is a trickster. We are not going to be tricked by him anymore. He did cheating, enough cheating now. We are not going to be fooled by him. We are not so foolish like they even accuse Lakshmi Devi. We are not so foolish like Lakshmi Devi. She is very eager to serve Krishna, but we are not so foolish. We had enough lesson from him. But then bumblebee disappears, then she becomes mad that where the bee went, where the messenger of Krishna gone. She was talking to messenger and she somehow they're engaged in talking about Krishna, but now the messenger has disappeared, then she's going mad. And then again when the bumblebee appears, she becomes polite. That messenger should not go away. So seeing this madness in Srimati Radharani, Uddhava realized that how deep and strong and the intensity of the love of Vrajavasis, and especially the love of Srimati Radharani. And that's when Uddhava started aspiring that he wants to become a blade of grass in Vrindavan. He actually performed tapasya near Uddhavkund. In Govardhan Parikrama we have that. He performed tapasya to become a blade of grass so that these gopis, they could trample upon him, and offer the dust from their feet to him. So while Uddhava, after visiting, and he actually taught the gopis, he actually came to pacify the gopis. So it's actually very wonderful. I remember Shaman Prabhu was telling this whole pastime. He said he was telling the gopis that actually you should not feel separation from Krishna because Krishna is everywhere. He's all pervasive. So
Who was saying this? He's offered
Uddhava.
to whom?
To gopis. He's giving jnana, he's giving knowledge to gopis. So, because Krishna is all pervasive, because Uddhava is a disciple of Brihaspati. So he's very learned. Of course, his knowledge is not mere, speculative knowledge. His knowledge is actually devotional. He's an exalted Vaishnava. So he was trying to give them philosophical justification that Krishna is actually all pervasive, he is everywhere. So you are never separated from Krishna. Little did he know. We feel like laughing, but Uddhava actually was a serious question. He wanted to actually pacify the gopi that Krishna is always there with you. He's in all pervasive nature because he's there to everyone's heart as Paramatma. He's there, always with you. You can never be separated from him, which is the reality. Krishna is actually there with each and every living entity. I remember when Siddhuna Radha Swami Maharaj was telling that Krishna is such a friend for all the living entities. No matter which species of life you go in, even if you become a worm in the stool, Krishna will be there with you. You ask any one of your relatives and friends, would you like to come with me in that species of life? And see what they say. Nobody would like to come, right? If you want to become some demigod, yeah, I would like to accompany you. I want to become warm in the stool. No, sorry, you go there. All the best for your journey. But Krishna is such a friend, he is always there with everyone. So Uddhava was trying to tell the gopis that Krishna is everywhere. And gopis' problem was they were not able to forget Krishna. With open eyes they were seeing Krishna everywhere. They were always, they will see so many different things, but in the back of their mind, there will be always Krishna. They could see different objects, but in the back of their mind, Krishna is there, right? So, Uddhava taught them that, if you are feeling separation from Krishna, so they are seeing Vrindavan, they are seeing the street, or they are going to Vrindavan, where they used to, have association with Krishna, Rasa Leela with Krishna. They are seeing all the trees, they are seeing creeper, they are seeing the Yamuna, but they are not seeing Krishna. So they intensify their feeling of separation. And here Uddhava says, Krishna is never separated from you. He is always there with you. So all you can do is just close your eyes and meditate on Krishna. You will be able to, just like the yogis, they meditate on Krishna. You can actually... This is how actually gopis felt. So it was like a ridiculous proposition. So the gopis actually told Uddhava. And Samarth was actually literally joking away. They said, Uddhava, wait a minute. You told us to close the eyes. When we have eyes open, at least we see different objects. But when we close the eyes, we don't see anything but Krishna. So do you have some meditation by which we can forget Krishna? So they requested Uddhava to teach them some meditation which can help them to forget Krishna. So Uddhava was very much humbled by seeing the love of gopis, especially all the Vrajavasis, and among the Vrajavasis, especially gopis, and even among gopis, Srimati Radharani. Seeing that love, he was very much humbled. He came back and he informed Krishna about the love of Vrajavasis and how he was humble. And some time went by, and Uddhava actually told Krishna that the only thing that can keep the lives of Vrajavasis is you. You have to visit. But Krishna still did not show any sign of visiting Vrindavan. Vaishnava Acharya actually explained that if you love somebody, is that Krishna doesn't love Vrajavasis? No, it's not true. In fact, Sanatana Goswami explains in Bhagavatam that when Narada Muni came to Dwarka, finding out who is the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy, he came to Dwarka. So everybody told him that actually Uddhava among the Yadus is the topmost devotee who has received the best mercy of Krishna. So Narada Muni was glorifying Uddhava, and Uddhava is saying, I used to think that I am the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy till the time I visited Vrindavan. Where I realized that actually the mercy that I have is insignificant. I'm not really the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy. Actually, Vrajavasis, the love that they have for Krishna, compared to that, my love, I feel I don't have any love for Krishna. And not only the Vrajavasis love Krishna, but Krishna also has immense love for Krishna, for the Vrajavasis. And then the queens of Krishna was sitting there. They started telling. Rukmini said, actually, in the daytime also, when Krishna is there with me, he will look at my face as if I'm a stranger. And he would say, Radha, you should not be so proud. So Satyabhama said, why only the daytime? Actually, Rukmini said, when he's sleeping in the night time, he speaks, Radha, you should not be proud, And Satyabhama said, why only in the night time? Even the daytime, when he's there in front of us, he talks to us as if we are gopis or Vrindavan. So Krishna apparently had a lot of love for the Vrajavasis, but he never considered still going to Vrindavan. So actually our Vaishnava Acharyas explained that Krishna was thinking that I'm not there with Vrajavasis. They have reconciled that I'm not there, right? So they are lamenting that I'm away from them. But once I go there, and I meet them, they'll be definitely very happy. They'll become jubilant. But after some time, they will again develop the fear of separation from me. And that fear will actually be worse than death for them. So Krishna is considering, I'll go, they'll be happy, I will be also happy. But when I'm staying with them, they will start feeling fear that I'll be again separated from them. And that will actually make their life much, much more miserable. So Krishna didn't want you to give that pain to Vrajavasis. That they shouldn't feel once having, it's like, somebody gives you nice halwa in the plate. So before you can have halwa, somebody takes it away. Right? So it's like, of course, a poor analogy, but it's depends. So Krishna is thinking in that way that they have me, but then the anticipation that I'll be separated from them will actually make them much, much more miserable. So thinking like that, Krishna was not going. But Balaram did not like that logic. He said, Krishna, what is this logic? You will go, they will become happy, they will start feeling separation again from you, that you will be separated. What is this nonsense? You should go. Krishna said, no, I cannot go. Balaram said, okay, you don't go, I am going. So, Balaram is getting ready to go. So Krishna prepares a letter now to Uddhava. He sent a letter for each group of gopis. But with Balaram, he's sending a letter for each and every gopi. He gave message to Balaram for every individual gopi and every individual Vrajavasi. Because, see, Uddhava is still limited. But Balaram, he is Ananta. He is the Supreme Lord. So So even if Krishna gives message for every individual Vrajavasi, Balaram can efficiently do that. So Balaram, he got the message from Krishna for each and every Vrajavasi and especially each and every individual gopi. And he's getting ready to go. He's telling Krishna, Krishna, I'm going. With the anticipation that Krishna will say, I'll also come. And Krishna is saying, okay, Krishna, I'm going. Okay, Krishna, I'm going. So Krishna gets restless. He's also preparing that. But then Yadus, they see, they feel fearful. You see, Yadus know if Krishna goes to Vrindavan this time, there's no way he's coming back. So elderly Yadus, like Ugrasen Maharaj, he feels as if he's, I'm having a heart attack. He feels as if he's having sickness. And all the, the queens of Krishna, they started curling the lips and started crying. So all the Yadus, they started showing the displeasure. So Krishna said, okay, I'm not going, don't worry. Let Balaram go. So Balaram goes alone. And he goes with determination that he'll spend at least a couple of months in Vrindavan. When Balaram came to Vrindavan, that actually brought the life back to all the Vrajavasis. Vrajavasis were all almost at the verge of dying, leaving their body. They had lost the hope that Krishna will ever come back. So, when Balaram came, all the Vrajavasis, that practically rejuvenated their lives. And Mother Yashoda, as soon as she saw Balaram, she actually grabbed him and made him sit on her lap. And she started bathing Balaram with her own tears. Literally bathing. So many tears she had. We cannot imagine, this cannot be imitated. But she actually bathed Balaram, soaked Balaram with her tears. And the milk started actually flowing from her breast. And Nanda Maharaj, he actually embraced Balaram in his arms. He felt rejuvenated, feeling that, as if Krishna personally has come. The presence of Balaram actually gave them hope. And Balaram actually spent the whole evening with Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, and all the elderly, Vrajavasis, the brothers of Nanda Maharaj, like Nanda, brothers Upananda, and all others, and their wives. They all actually had such immense love for Krishna. So he actually started narrating Krishna's activities, what Krishna was doing, and they were all like eagles. The eagle bird, how they fly in the sky without flapping their wings. Their eyes were open, not even blinking their eyes. They were with open eyes gazing at Balaram and hearing each and every word, what Krishna is doing now. They were so much absorbed. They wanted to grasp each and every word coming out of Balaram's mouth in relationship to Krishna. So they spent till late evening, almost night. So then Balaram told them that, I want to take rest, please, everyone go and take rest. Because Balaram knew that he has to also deliver message to gopis. So once everyone goes to sleep, then he went to the forest. And there was anticipation, gopis were anticipating that Balaram has come, he must have some message from Krishna. Now here's the twist. Balaram, he pacified all the Vrajavasis. But when it came to gopis, Balaram was not feeling confident. he was having the message of Krishna. Krishna's words were there. But Balaram was feeling this message, although I can speak, but the mood that Krishna carries, I will not be able to communicate. The love that Krishna has for the gopis, I cannot, because Balaram's relationship with the gopis, which actually who love Krishna, is like an elder guru. So they see him as a guru, or elder brother, like the father of Krishna, right? That kind of relationship, father of guru relationship. So the gopis came, not Balaram gopi, but Krishna's gopis. Balaram gopis also came to actually have association of Balaram, but the gopis of Krishna's group, they also came to receive the message. But the gopis in the heart were thinking, why should we receive message from Balaram? If Krishna has message, he should come himself. Why is sending? No, Balaram is there. He sent the Balaram, but why should he send Balaram? He should come with his own message. Why should he be sending Balaram with the message? And Balaram is in the heart thinking, how can I actually deliver Krishna's message to gopis? So Balaram is actually in dilemma, and gopis are thinking, we don't want to receive message from Krishna. We don't want to receive message from Balaram. Now just imagine, Balaram is not a living entity. He is actually expansion of Krishna. He is also Bhagavan, Sevak Bhagavan. Right? He is feeling lack of confidence to deliver the message of Krishna to the gopis. I was talking to Vrajavasis in the morning. Sometimes we prepare nice class, right, that I'll speak these points. But then sometimes you sit and in front of devotees and then you go playing, you don't know what to speak, right? So Prabhuji was asking me that, Prabhu, it happens sometimes we plan something to speak, but then seeing the audience, we don't have confidence. I said, nothing new. Even Balaram had no confidence. He went with the message of Krishna, and in presence of gopis, he had no confidence. I cannot deliver the message of Krishna. And when he's thinking, Balaram is thinking in this way in front of gopis, I cannot deliver this message. Krishna has to himself give. I don't know why he sent me. Krishna was sitting in Dwarka on his couch nicely. He had no sleep. It was night time. He had no sleep. He was thinking what must be going on in Vrindavan. And Balaram in Vrindavan, in the middle of night, in presence of gopis, he's thinking, Krishna, I cannot do this. You have to come and give this message. So actually, the gopis saw, they are seeing Balaram is speaking. The words are coming out from the mouth of Balaram. But they felt it is not Balaram who is speaking. They felt this was the voice of Krishna. The contents were of course from Krishna, but they felt even voice was also Krishna's. So, gopis were feeling utterly confused. We see Balaram in front of us, but Krishna is speaking. Voice of Krishna is coming. How come that? So Balaram wanted to remove their confusion and reveal to them that actually Krishna personally came there. When Balaram is there, in front of Krishna, Balaram, they are seeing Krishna actually. Gopis actually saw Krishna personally speaking those words. So Krishna actually left Dwarka and transported in Vrindavan. He spoke those words to gopis. And after a few moments, Krishna disappeared. And they saw Balaram speaking. And Balaram was greatly relieved because he invoked Krishna's presence and let Krishna deliver the message. And then Krishna returned to Dwarka. And then after some time, Krishna again sees he's sitting in Dwarka on his couch in the palace. So he's thinking, isn't this dream? I was in Vrindavan. Now, this may appear to be like some hallucination. Sometimes people will say, oh, this is hallucination. But Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami explained this very beautifully in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He said this is called, the Leela of Krishna is called Avesh, one of the Avesh Leela. So, there are three ways Krishna, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he delivered the people. One was by protection, by giving his own audience. Other was Avesh. And third was Avirbhav. No, so this is Avirbhav, not Avesh. Avesh is when Krishna actually invests his energy or he invests himself, his presence in somebody. So Avirbhav, So Krishna gives examples. He says Krishna's Avirbhav. We celebrate like Janmashtami like Krishna's Avirbhav, right? But Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami explains what is Avirbhav. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Navadvip and he came to Nilachal on the instruction of his mother, Mother Sachi, she would feel immense separation from Nimai. And she would cook every day nice preparations. Whatever Nimai liked very much, she would prepare that and then she would offer to the deities, her family deities, and then put in the plate that my Nimai will come and eat. She would be so much in love and separation from Nimai, she would put in the plate that Nimai will come and eat it. Although there's no possibility that Nimai can come and eat, because he is in Nilachal now, as a sannyasi. But then she would see Lord Chaitanya actually come in the form of a sannyasi, eat it. And then after some time she'll see plate is empty. Did I put the food in the plate? She would think, did I put food in the plate? Lord Chaitanya actually explained this to his associates. That Sachi Mata, you go and, actually he told Damodar Pandit, when you go to Navadvip, tell Sachi Mata that when she cooks and puts in the plate, I go there to eat it. But because of this feeling of separation, she thinks this is hallucination. But I actually go and eat it. And then again she will fill the plate. And she will think, oh, maybe some animal came and ate it, some dog came or somebody came and ate it. She thinks this is all her hallucination. But tell her that I actually, whenever she cooks, I actually go and eat there. So Krishna Goswami says, this is the way Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, did his pastime of Avirbhav. So Krishna actually did Avirbhav from Dwarka to Vrindavan. And he gave his audience to all the gopis, delivered the message, and went back. So in this way, Balaram, he was greatly relieved, And of course, Balaram spent 2 months in the month of Madhu and Madhav. The 2 months he actually spent in Vrindavan and pacified all the Vrajavasis. And then he returned. And he told Krishna. Of course, when Balaram was leaving Vrindavan, that time he promised the Vrajavasis, I promised all of you that I will have Krishna united with all of you. You will have Krishna's audience. This is my promise to all of you. So Balaram went and he tried to convince Krishna. So many times he tried to convince Krishna. The Yadus, they didn't like it. But he tried to convince Krishna many times. But it never happened. So finally, the time of solar eclipse came. So Balaram thought, okay, Krishna is not going to go to Vrindavan, but at least I promised Vrajavasis that I will have them united with Krishna. So if not in Vrindavan, at least in Kurukshetra, I should have them. So Balaram, he discussed with Krishna and he inspired, because he knew that Yadus will never, give permission for Krishna to go to Vrindavan. But if they decide that we want to go to Kurukshetra to perform this, during eclipse we want to perform some charity and do bathing in Shamanta Panchaka, nobody will, because Kurukshetra is considered one of the very holy tirtha, and especially during eclipse, if you take bath there and do charities, it's considered very meritorious. So Krishna and Balaram, they actually started convincing all the Yadus that solar eclipse is coming, so we all should go to Kurukshetra. So when it was decided that Krishna, Balaram and all Yadus are going to go to Kurukshetra, the news spread. The news reached to Vrindavan also. And all the Vrajavasis decided to come. So, during the, and of course, the Vaishnava Acharya has actually given detailed description of the union of Vrajavasis and Krishna and Balaram in Kurukshetra. But keeping the interest of time, I'll just try to summarize briefly. So when Yadus, they were actually considered the most powerful. Although the emperor was Yudhishthira Maharaj that time, but Yadus were considered most, because even Yudhishthira Maharaj was subservient to Krishna. So everybody was considered, subservient to Yadavas. But Yadus still respected the code of conduct. They considered Yudhishthira Maharaj as emperor. So the Kurus, the Yadus, and all the different clans of the Kshatriyas, they came in Kurukshetra. And because Yadus were the most powerful clan, all the kings were coming and paying tributes to the Yadavas. And the code of conduct is, whenever the Kshatriyas come, first the kings would come and meet the emperor. And then all other classes, Vaishyas and Shudra, they can come later. So Vrajavasis were all Vaishyas, right? So when all the different clans of kings came, and when Yadavas also reached in Kurukshetra, everybody wanted to meet Krishna and Balaram and all the Yadu king, Ugrasen Maharaj and everyone. All the Kshatriyas wanted to go first. But Vrajavasis, when they reached, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda and all the Vrajavasis, they couldn't hold that we are going to wait for everyone to go and feed him. So they couldn't wait. They broke the conduct of that, Kshatriya, that was Kshatriya should go and meet. They couldn't wait. And Nanda and Yashoda, they were actually, they were calling the names of Krishna and Balaram and running towards the camp of Yadus. And all the Vrajavasis were following behind them. You can imagine. And all the kings, they were moved seeing Nanda and Yashoda's love for Krishna and Balaram. They were all Kshatriya kings, right? But they saw the simplicity and love of Nanda and Yashoda and all the Vrajavasis, how they were so eager to meet Krishna and Balaram. They were stunned. Of course, some of those kings were actually inimical also towards Krishna, but even they were stunned. Seeing the love of Vrajavasis, even they were stunned. Seeing Krishna, Balaram and the Vrajavasis running towards the camp of Krishna and Balaram. And this was after a long time they were meeting. Especially Krishna and Balaram meeting Vrajavasis. Balaram has still met, but Krishna had not met. So as soon as Mother Yashoda saw Krishna, she took Krishna in the lap. And just like Balaram, she started bathing Krishna with the tears. And Nanda Maharaj embraced Balaram, And he was bathing Balaram with his tears. And Nanda Maharaj was waiting when Mother Yashoda, finishes her embrace of Krishna so that he can embrace Krishna as well. But he was also eager. He had seen Balaram before, but he had not seen Krishna. And gopis, of course, all the cowherd boys, they met Krishna and Balaram. They all, grown up now, the cowherd men. So they all met Krishna and Balaram, and they had very nice, loving dealing. But the gopis remain in the back. And the nature of the love of the gopis is, they showed as if they were completely indifferent. They didn't care for Krishna. You know. And it was till the late evening that all the Vrajavasis and Krishna Balaram, they continued conversing. And of course Krishna had by this time 16,108 queens. They were all there. He had already married all these queens. So Krishna Balaram, they went towards the outskirts of the camp. Where the camp actually ends, they went literally towards the end of the camp. And the gopis, they were actually showing indifferent, but they were following Krishna Balaram. And especially the gopis from Krishna's camp, they were actually following there, but they were showing as if they don't care, they were looking here and there. They didn't care for Krishna and Balaram, but they were following Krishna and Balaram very closely. And when they reached the outskirts of the camp, where they were actually very secluded place, Balaram realized that he should leave. So he left so that Krishna could actually meet with the gopis. So as soon as Balaram left, the gopis took the opportunity. And of course, the dealing between Krishna and gopis are very humorous as well. But I won't go into the details right now. In some other time we will discuss those details. But the gopis, when they saw Krishna, because love does not mean that you leave the shyness and the ornament of shyness is not left aside. So the gopis, when Balaram left, they are actually in seclusion with Krishna. They wanted to very much go and embrace Krishna. But they restrained, and because this meeting was after a very, very long time, they actually took Krishna within their heart and started embracing within their heart. So it was as if Krishna was, standing, but they were actually embracing Krishna. Right? And Krishna could, because this is aprakata bhava of Krishna, right? Krishna is there in their heart. They are embracing Krishna within, But Krishna would understand that gopis are embracing him within, but they are not coming forward. So he actually expands himself into innumerable forms, and he goes to each and every gopi. And he goes and puts his arms around the gopi's shoulders. And he says, "Are you still angry with me?" And the gopis get confused. They thought that they were actually embracing Krishna, but here is see, Krishna is actually embracing them. So they were completely confused. That we thought that we were embracing, but here Krishna is embracing. And Krishna actually started very joking dealings with them. And then gopis, of course, in their feminine love, they chastised Krishna, the loving dealings were there. But at that time, the gopis expressed their desire that here you are actually in the attire of a prince, a king. You are having this royal attire and you are having these chariots, so many servants. So although we are meeting here in this Kurukshetra, you are the same lover, we are the same lovers, but our heart is longing to go to Vrindavan. Now it's not that the gopis were attached to Vrindavan. They were attached to only Krishna. And they knew Krishna will be most happy and satisfied. The epitome of happiness Krishna will get in Vrindavan. He will not get it here in Kurukshetra. But they knew that if they told Krishna that Krishna, we want to make you happy, Krishna probably will not be complying with that. So they're showing that as if it was their desire. And especially this was expressed by Srimati Radhika. She's expressing as if it is her desire that she wants to go to Vrindavan. And that's when she speaks this verse that we spoke. So So this verse was actually, as Rupa Goswami explained, was spoken by Srimati Radhika at that time. That my heart is longing very much to go to Vrindavan. Because she knows it is in Vrindavan where Krishna will be most happy and satisfied. But she's expressing as if it is her desire. So, this festival of actually Rath Yatra signifies the Vrajavasis taking Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra to Vrindavan. Because it is Vrindavan where Krishna feels most satisfied and happy. This whole chariot festival is actually such an esoteric festival. The Vrajavasis are trying to drag or take Krishna and Balaram and Subhadra to Vrindavan to give them the highest joy, the topmost ecstasy. And anyone who assists, actually, Srila Prabhupada said that anyone who assists Srimati Radharani pulling Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra to Vrindavan, they are doing the service in the most dire need. Radharani is so desperate to take Krishna Balaram and she needs help because so many obstacles to take Krishna Balaram and to Vrindavan, right? So anyone who helps Radharani becomes very dear to Shri Radhika. So if you take in Rath Yatra the ropes and try to drag the chariot, you are actually doing the most exalted service. And Srimati Radharani becomes extremely pleased and indebted to anyone who helps her to pull Krishna's chariot to Vrindavan. That's the festival of Rath Yatra. I think we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Of course, these beautiful commentaries we could have never appreciated if Srila Prabhupada's insight and commentaries, tireless commentaries, building in the first 9 cantos were not there. People would have taken these teachings so cheaply if Srila Prabhupada's hammering in the first 9 cantos with Bhaktivedanta purports were not there. So, it is by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that so many of his disciples also, they have written tireless work by translating the commentary of different Vaishnavas, especially like Bhanuswami Maharaj or Kurukshetra Prabhu and so many other Prabhupada disciples. They have actually translated all those works of Vaishnava Acharyas for us to relish. And I especially mention Sri Ram Swami Maharaj. His contribution is also amazing. Yeah. So, whatever I spoke actually is whatever I have learned by reading the different Vaishnava Acharyas commentaries, and I hope all of you could have some insight and relish. It gives you inspiration to take shelter of Krishna's Leela, especially in Vrindavan. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, no I think by leaving. Huh? What do you
No, whatever.
Maybe one question?
Mic is here.
We can take one question.
No, actually, in the morning, Vrajavasis was mentioning about we can keep jotting down notes, but the real thing of Krishna Katha is having a spiritual experience. So I started writing the notes, and after that I thought, no, I just want to read now. Actually, thank you, this was a very nice class. When you were mentioning about the discussion that you want to discuss in just short between the gopis and Krishna, I was feeling that maybe tomorrow morning is a good time. But I think we can do next one. Actually, long back I was giving a class at our home where I wanted to discuss about the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, external and internal reason like that. So there was one new person who came. So when I told, all the devotees were there, but that one person was there, and when I said that Chaitanya Prabhu came because Krishna wanted to taste the love of Srimati Radharani. So he looked at me as in feeling like, what stupid idea, like that. And when the way he looked at me, I also felt that, why would someone? But the way Prabhu described, for a second, I felt that instead of Mayavadi says you want to become Krishna, and somewhere in the innate heart we also have that we want to become Krishna, and that's why we are here. And today I felt that no, actually we want to become like gopis. What love they had for Krishna, but it was unfathomable. And for a second I felt that this is why Krishna actually appeared, because he couldn't understand why they love him so much. And today in your entire session, at every point I could feel that this is so. Thank you so much. Now, today I could understand the appearance of Chaitanya Prabhu more deeper. That it's not just theoretical Krishna wanted to taste, but the love was so deep that they just couldn't think about anyone else but Krishna. And Krishna also thinking that why are they thinking so much about me? And that he felt that now, yes, I want to. This is I want to come to Chaitanya Prabhu. So I'm really thank you so much.
That was a comment.
That's a very
Can I ask
beautiful
a question?
I had a question also, but he said, no, please, go ahead. No, we can discuss in the class. Please.
Prabhu, I was just thinking that usually it's the gopis who are in separation from the Lord. Here in this situation, even Mother Yashoda was in separation. But in spiritual world, please correct me if I'm understanding right, it's only the gopis who are actually in separation of the Lord. No. Okay, I got my answer. Is it depending on the time of the day that they're in separation of the Lord?
Yeah. And the night time.
Mother Yashoda is separation.
So actually, when Gopas come back from forest, right? And then Krishna goes to his home. So sometime the Gopas feel so much separation from Krishna, and then middle of night they come, Krishna, come on, get up, we have to go to forest. And they say, nonsense, you don't know, this is middle of night, go sleep. Krishna is sleeping now. So they feel, Gopas feel so separation, sometime in the middle of night they'll get up and come, Krishna, let's go, it's time for going to forest. And similarly, when Krishna has gone to forest, the gopis will feel very separation in daytime. So everybody feels, experiences separation from Krishna.
Yeah, I was just always thinking that the Sambhoga and thing, Vipralamba happens only with the in Conjugal Rasa. I never realized it happens in Vatsalya and Sakya.
Thank you so much, Shankaran Prabhu, for the wonderful experience that you have given us tonight. And it is multiple layers, better than a movie, correct?
Something we were discussing this only, that Prabhu was discussing, he was saying that in the movie, this is what is shown. And one thing I was thinking is, in one of the class, I was hearing a class that whatever you see in the movie is actually coming from Krishna. Like we say, Kanki niche bajaunga. This is what Baladev did to So, and I was thinking that this what we see portrayed reflection of girls and boys, that is spiritual in the spiritual world. So, and the dramas are much more, it can transform our lives. And here, the dramas that are shown is which actually will degrade us even more. So, sorry, you were supposed to say.
No, actually, Chaitanya Prabhu, your enthusiasm is very, very contagious. Thank you. And Prabhu, such an amazing class, Prabhu. The way you constructed it is also layers after layers it's going into. Then you are coming back to Kurukshetra. You should be director, bro. And the emotions are very nicely portrayed. And we, all of us.
One more thing I was thinking, sorry, Prabhu.
Usually what happens is we have to give a class and we want some hasyaras or some dukkharas. We bring some stories. Some extra stories. I heard one story and we'll just put that story. In this, like the stories itself of Krishna had all that elements in it.
So I was just thinking that we say that Bhavaita has to be given on its merit. So I was just reflecting that the Srimad Bhagavatam also is like that. Everything is there in that past tense itself. Sometimes we work hard.
Unnecessarily.
Actually, Bhagavatam is such a logger, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So he's my office colleague, so so it's such an amazing class, Prabhu, and this forum is, friends, we are all here, and all of us are living close by as well. This forum is mainly created for this purpose, that we will continue to come here and get the experience and immerse ourselves. Then we don't need to worry about anarthas in our heart. Worrying about anarthas is not the primary concern of Bhakti Yogi. Rather, we immerse ourselves in this katha. Anarthas then automatically will go away. Vikriditam Vrajavasis. Shukadeva Goswami says that once you immerse himself in the pastimes, Rudrogam, Asha Bhaginoti, the Rudroga, which is the kama, goes away. Any desire goes away quickly. Achirena Dhira, become quickly a Dhira. You don't need to worry about, I need to control my senses, I need to take over this, I need to worry about that. No. Just to focus here, automatically other things will move. You have given very nice experience today. I cannot thank enough for that. And the other thing which I was hearing from Haripasha Prabhu's lecture is that one should try to cultivate deeper relationship and with a Vaishnava and with a senior Vaishnava, senior to us, and in an informal way. Always it is formal. We cannot get that, the deeper heart, that the bhava that the person is possessing within us. We need to have an informal relationship. How will the informal relationship come? We need to have a forum. So this forum is just for facilitating that purpose. And we are keeping it very, very closed in a small circle, mainly to develop our relationship with Prabhuji. And thank you so much for it couldn't have been more better. It's so very nice, Prabhu, and we are looking forward to hear more and more Krishna Katha. And this is, we are focusing on 10th Canto. This whole series Prabhuji will be giving us once a month. We are keeping it for now.
We have to wait for another next month.
Still long to wait.
So we'll start with 10th Canto of Bhagavatam right from the beginning.
Prabhu, I have a small question. Prabhu, Krishna, Lord Krishna promised so many times, I will come, and he said that. Does he really come after some time?
Well, Krishna, Bhagavatam doesn't say, but in Hari Purana there is a reference that Krishna did come to Vrindavan.
For how long?
For a couple of months. He came and stayed for a couple of months. And that is the time when he left, he saw the agony of all the Vrajavasis. So this is the reference in Vishnu Puran and Harivansh Puran, when Krishna killed, what is the name? Dantavakra. Dantavakra was in Mathura. So, therefore you see, in killing Dantavakra, there is not much description. Dantavakra came with the club and Krishna just hit him. He died and Krishna immediately went in Vrindavan. I remember once, Vashal Swami was saying that Krishna was, because that time Krishna was living in, what we call Dwarka. But after killing Shishupal, he came to Mathura because Dantavakra also wanted to fight with Krishna now. He was also cousin of Krishna, right? So he challenged Krishna. Krishna, you killed Shishupal, our cousin. You are violent to our cousin, therefore I'll kill you. And Krishna was so close to Mathura, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. He was not in the mood of, fighting. So Vashamai said, he just hit him once, indifferently that, get out, I just don't want to deal with you. I don't want to go to Vrindavan. So he just hit him once and he died. And then Krishna entered into Vrindavan. And he stayed for a couple of months. And of course, I think, I'm not sure, but I haven't read whole Krishna, but I think Krishna Sangati in his Shriram Maharaj actually elaborates on that portion of Leela, when Krishna actually entered in Vrindavan, what transpired there.
And then he might have left.
He left, so that's when the Vrajavasis, their pain of being separated from Krishna was much more intense.
That's in this book.
I'm not sure if it's Krishna Gadi, but yeah, there is a reference in Harivansh Puran that Krishna did visit Vrindavan for a short time, and after that he met them in Kurukshetra.
Thank you so much, Shankar. This great Shankar.
Jai.
Jai.